Namaste students, welcome to statistics class. And yesterday we started with the bivariate analysis of bivariate distribution. So here we are studying about bivariate variable. Previous chapter we discussed about univariate analysis. So analysis of univariate data. Here it is analysis of bivariate weights. We are discussing about two variables. So when we discuss about bivariate analysis, so here we are studying three kinds of measures. So we have variety of measures in order to analyze bivariate data. So in that first one comes that is Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. And yesterday we have seen scatter diagram method. Then today we will see Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Skewness was in previous chapter. So Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness and Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Two kinds of problems are there. So skewness was in analysis of univariate data, but correlation is in analysis of bivariate data. So when we analyze bivariate data, we use three measures. In that first one we completed that scatter diagram method, and the second one is Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So we will see the problems of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. And I have given the formulas of coefficient of correlation, Karl Pearson's formula, and we discussed ungrouped data formula, direct and deviation, and grouped data formula, direct and deviation. So as per this particular topic is concerned, this direct method in the sense ungrouped data is important comparatively grouped data. So here how can we say it as a ungrouped data? We can say it as ungrouped data because this is the number of students. This is just the how many number of students are there. Without excluding this also we can take the problem. See, those they have given for number of student. This is not at all necessary. Here stats and maths. They have given the marks of stats and maths. So we need to check there. Is there correlation between the marks of stats and the marks of maths? So these are separate. This is the marks of maths and this is the marks of stats, and this doesn't have frequencies here. They have not told how many students, the number of students. For example, if I add number of students here, then that will become the frequencies. But number of students are not there, only X series they have given. But here we are taking two variables. So one we can take it as X and the other one we can take it as Y. So here firstly we will write the solution. For ungrouped data, firstly we write the formula of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Here Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. How we will write Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation? Here formula goes like Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is equal to n sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y divided by the root of n sigma x square minus sigma x whole square. Close the bracket. One more bracket you open there. N sigma y square minus sigma y whole square. So this is the formula Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness for direct method. Under direct method, deviation method means instead of x, y, we take it as u and v. See why we have taken direct method? Because values are very small values, smaller values in the sense within 10. If it goes like 20, 30, 40 or 100, 200, you need to go with deviation method. I will say don't get confused. If your values are within 10, then only you go to direct method. So here now nextly we need to prepare the table here. Now stats marks we take it as x and maths marks we take it as y. So here marks are 7, 4, 6, 9, 3 and 8. Then here 8, 5, 4, 8, 3 and 6. Now see the formula. What do we require? We require x into y. Then we also require here sigma x square is there, here sigma y square is there. So here we require nextly x square, y square, then x into y. So these are the column you need to prepare if you are going with the direct method. Deviation method means u, v you need to find out, then u into v, u square, v square, then u into v. Now here direct method, x square we need to do. So 7 7s are 49. Here 4 square, that is 16, 36, 9 9s are 81, 3 3s are 9 and last one 8 8s are 64. This is about x square. Then y square, 64, 25, 16, again 64, 9 and 36. Y square, x into y, 7 into 8 we get 56, 4 into 5 20, 6 into 4 24, 9 into 8 72, 3 into 3 9, 8 into 6 48. Now total the columns. You require the total of all the columns. Here sigma x, sigma y, sigma x, when you total it you get here total as 37. Sigma y, when you total it you get there 34. Then sigma x square, sigma y square, sigma xy. X square, when you total it you get there 255. Y square, when you total it you get there 214. And xy, when you total it you get there 229. So here if it's a direct method, x and y, x square, y square and xy. Now next we substitute into the formula. The values n, how many number of values? 4, 5, 6. So 6 into sigma xy. Sigma xy is 229. 229 minus sigma x. What is the total of x? Sigma x is 37. 37 into sigma y 34 divided by the root of, open the bracket, n is 6 into sigma x square. X square is 255 minus sigma x whole square. Sigma x is 37 whole square. 37 whole square. Close the bracket. Open the next bracket, n into 6 into sigma y square. Y square is 214 minus sigma y whole square. Sigma y value is 34. So 34 square. Now multiply there. You need to just multiply. 6 into 229 we get 1374 minus 37 into 34 we get 1258 divided by the root of bracket as it is 6 into 255 we get 1530 minus 37 square we get 1374 269. Close the bracket. One more bracket. 6 into 214 we get 1284 minus 34 square we get 1156. 1156. Now next is 1374 minus 1258 we get there 116 divided by the root of 1530 minus 1369 we get there 161 into 1284 minus 1156 we get there 128. Next is 116, then here multiply, then take the root. So when we multiply we get there 20,608. Next is take the root, then divide, then we get here 0. Firstly we need to take the root, then you divide 0.8081. This is Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. We get as 0.8081. This is the direct method. You need to conclude there Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness is positive. Now, here conclusion will, here some variety of conclusions are there. For example, if you get positive, then Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is positive. If you get negative, Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is negative. Then sometimes you will get exact one. Your value answer as exact one. Then Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is perfect positive. Exact one means perfect positive. Negative one means perfect negative. 0 means no correlation. If you get 0 here, no correlation. -1 if you get perfect negative. +1 if you get perfect positive. Or else any other number. Positive means positive correlation. Any other number like this, negative means negative correlation. So 5 kinds of conclusion will come. Either number with positive and negative, positive correlation, negative correlation. -1 perfect negative, +1 perfect positive, 0 means no correlation. So this is where ungrouped data, direct method. The deviation method means instead of x, y, u and v. As I said, if values are within 10, go with the direct method. If it is more than 10, don't think that, go with the deviation method. And it is ungrouped. Ungrouped means these are separate. Correlation, it is most of the time it is ungrouped only. Grouped you will understand, then you will get other kind of table. You will get other kind of table. So now we will move towards the next problem here. Now we will see the next problem here. Calculate Karl Pearson's coefficient for the following data. If you observe the data, it's also like how we have solved the previous one, but comparatively values are, we have here larger values than the previous problem. So here it is better to go with the deviation method. Now we will solve this particular problem with the deviation method. And let the solution here. For ungrouped data, we let the Karl Pearson's coefficient of skewness. Your formula Karl Pearson's correlation Your formula goes like UV is equal to N sigma UV minus sigma U into sigma V divided by the root of N sigma U square minus sigma U whole square. Close the bracket. Once again n sigma v square minus sigma v whole square. So this is the formula for unused data deviation method. Here we are going with the deviation method. Now see there what and all we require here. We need to find out u, v, u square, v square and u into v. Here we require u into v. Then sigma u, v, u square and also v square. Now we'll prepare the table here. Firstly we will write x and y as it is once again. X and y 70, 71, 52, 3, 74, 75, 76, 77. And here it is 30, 29, 25, 25, 22, 20, 18 and 16. Now firstly we require the total of, firstly we need to make the total of u, v square and u into v. So xy total is not required here. Now firstly we will find out here u. You know that u is nothing but x minus a divided by c. Now here one problem comes, that is x minus a. X minus a is you take from the middlemost. Here in the x series we will take here 74 as a. So x minus a, 74 I have taken as a here, and divided by c will come if your width, if you have the width. Now if you observe here width is 1, so it's not necessary to take. But here widths are not equal, so here also don't take. If your widths are equal, then you have to take. For example, now 70, 72, 74, 76, 78. If you have equal width, then divided by 2. Both you have to take. If widths are not equal, then don't take. Here it is 1, it is not necessary to take. So here in this problem we are not taking, we are not dividing it by 1, because here it is not equal and here it is 1. If we take also, it's one at the same time. Now x minus 74. So 70 minus 74 minus 4. 71 minus 74. So there it is 3. 72 minus 74 minus 2. 73 minus 74 1. Here it is 0. 75 here it is 1. 76 minus 74 2. 77 minus 74, it is 3. Now that is about x column. Now u column, sorry, v column, that is y minus a. A will take here also we take it as 22. 22. See, here you have taken the fifth value. It's not necessary here also you have to take fifth value. You can take any other value. It's one and the same, but I have taken, here it is, here also I have taken fifth value 22. 30 minus 22, that is 8. 30 minus 22. 29 minus 22 7. 25 minus 22 3. 25 minus 22 3. 22 minus 22 0. 20 minus 22, 2 minus 2, 18 minus 22, minus 4, 16 minus 22, minus 6. This is about u and v. Now, next u square, v square and u into v. So, these are the column which we need to prepare. U square. So, here it is 16, 9, 2 2s are 4, 1, 0, 1, 2 2s are 4 and 3 3s are 9. So altogether how many values? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, fine. Next one. Here 8 8s are 64 and 7 7s are 49. 3 3s are 9. Here also 3 3s are 9, 0, 2 2s are 4, 4 4s are 16, 6 6s are 36. Next we calculate u into v. U into v. 4 into 8 minus 32 since we have negative value. 3 into 7 minus 21. 2 into 3 minus 6. Here 3 into 1 minus 3. 0. Here it is 2. Once again minus 2. 2 into 4 minus 8. 6 into 3 minus 8. Now total all the columns. Start from sigma u. Here sigma v. If we total u column we get their value as minus 4. V if we total it there we get positive 9. Then sigma u square. Sigma u square. When we total the column of u square we get there 44. And next sigma v square. When we total v square we get there 187. Then sigma u into v. Sigma u into v. When we total it here we get minus 9. Minus 9. Now substitute into the formula. N. How many number of values? 3, 6 and here 2 we have the values as 8. Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. N value is 8. 8 into sigma uv minus 90 minus 90 minus sigma u is minus 4 minus 4 into sigma v that is 9 divided by take the root n open the bracket n is 8 into sigma u square that is 44 minus sigma u whole square. Sigma u value is minus 4 whole square. Close the bracket. Next n into sigma v square. V square is 187 minus sigma v whole square. Sigma v is 9 whole square. Now calculate there 8 into minus 90 we get there minus 720 minus 720 minus 9 into 4 that we get 36 that is minus 36. So minus 720 minus 36 minus 720 minus 36. So here minus it will become plus, again plus minus it will become minus. So we need to deduct 720 minus 36. We need to deduct 720 minus 36. So what happens here? Here we get value as C minus 720. So here minus plus 36. Minus 720 plus 36. So plus minus we need to deduct the value. But sign we get as negative sign because the larger value sign is negative. So here calculation goes like minus 720 plus 36. So we need to deduct it. Now next the root of 8 into 44. So when we multiply 8 into 44 we get there 336. Then here we need to calculate. Now 8 into 44 we get there 352 minus 4 square that is 60. Here 352 minus 60. Next 8 into 187. So there we get 1496 minus 9 9s are 81. Here 720 minus 36 that is minus 684 divided by the root of 352 minus 16 we get 336 into 1496 minus 81 we get there 1415. Now minus 684 divided by, we need to multiply, then take the root. When we multiply we get there 4,75,440. 4,75,440. Take the root and divide. Take the root of this. When you take the root, you get 689.5216 some points you will get. So here we get minus 684. When you take the root, you will get a lengthy value, but you can short it down for 2 digits or 4 digits after decimal. So 689 point, here you can make it 5216. You can short it for 4 digits. Now when we divide, here we get value as minus 0.99. See here, you got negative value. Here coefficient of correlation is negative. Your coefficient of correlation is negative. So this is about deviation method. This is about your deviation method. Previous one we have taken, that is direct method. Now one more problem we'll see, because here we have not taken divided by 6 because their width was not equal. We have not taken their equal, the problems of which is of not equal width. Now we'll see one more problem under the same method. Now we'll see other one, the last one under Karp-Pearson coefficient of correlation. Now this is also the similar kind of problem how we worked out the previous one, but here values are bit larger. Values are larger than the previous one. So here we'll take firstly solution. We write the solution. For ungrouped data, we write the formula here. Karp-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Write the formula. Karp-Pearson coefficient of correlation, n sigma uv minus sigma u into sigma v divided by the root of n sigma u square minus sigma u whole square. Close the bracket. Once again open the bracket. N sigma v square minus sigma v whole square. So this is the formula. Now we will prepare the table here. Write the x and y values as it is: 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 550, 600, 650, and last one it is 700. Then y values: 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1000, 200, 1000, 300, 1400, 1500, 1600. Nextly, we will find out u x minus which value we will take it as a. If you get proper middle one, we will take middle one. See here 4, here 4. Altogether we have 9, so we get the middle value properly. We will take x minus 500. U is equal to x minus 500 divided by, what is the gap? Gap is of 50 divided by 50. That is the u. For v, we also will take the proper middle one, 1200. So y minus 1200. Here what is the width in this series? Width is 100. Width is 100. So that is about, this is x, y, u and v. Find out the u values. X is 300 minus 500, 200. So divide by 50. 200 divided by 50. So we get there minus 4. Next one. 350 minus 500 divided by 50. We get minus 3. 400 minus 500. So divided by 50. We get there minus 2. Next 450 minus 500. 50 by 50 we get there minus 1. Here it is 0. 550. Here also 50 by 50 we get 1, 2, 3 and 4. When we calculate we get the values like this. Next one. We 800 minus 1200 divided by 100. Then we get minus 4. Next 900 minus 1200 divided by 100. We get minus 3. Here minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1300 minus 1200 divided by 100. Here also 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here u and v values. Next we have u square. Nextly we need to find out u square, v square, u and v. U square, v square and u into v. U square 16, 9, 4, 1 1s are 1, 0. Here 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16. Next v square as it is you will get 4 4s are 16, 3 3s are 9, 2 2s are 4, 1, 0. Here 1, 4, 9 and 16. U into v, multiply u into v. Here also you will get similar 16, 3 into 3, 9, 2 into 2, 4, 1 into 1, 1, 0. Again 1 into 1, 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16. Now total the columns. Start from u, v, u square, v square, u into v. Here when we total it u, sigma u is equal to we get as 0, sigma v is equal to we get 0. Here 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 minus 10, 0. So here u square we get as sigma u square 60. Here we have similar value. Sigma v square is also 60. Sigma uv is also 60. These three columns we get as 60. Here we get 0. Substitute here. Here how many values? 9 values are there. So here 9 into sigma uv 60. Sigma u 0. Sigma v is also 0. Divided by the root of n 9, u square 60, sigma u whole square that is 0 square, it will make 0, n 9 into v square again 60 minus sigma v we have 0 there, 0 whole square. Now next 9 into 60, 540 minus here it is 0 divided by the root of 9 into 60 once again 540. Here however 0. Here also 540 minus 0. So here you get 540 divided by 540 into 540. Root of 540 by 540. Multiply. Here multiply and take the root. After taking root, once again you get here 540. Once again you get value as 540 and correlation value you get as proper 1. So what we need to conclude? Car presence coefficient of correlation is perfect positive. Here correlation is perfect positive. As I said, if it is proper 1 perfect positive, if here it is -1 perfect negative, here it is 0, no correlation. If here it is any other number, minus 0.46, it is negative, correlation is negative. Positive 0.46, correlation is positive. So 5 kinds of analysis are there, means the 5 kind of conclusions you can provide here. So this is about Karl-Pearson's coefficient of correlation. This is very important. Here, if values are below 10, you go with direct method, otherwise deviation method. And if your class, if x and y values, if it has proper width, then you have to divide. Otherwise, don't go to divide. Okay, with this we can wind up with this particular topic, Karl-Pearson's coefficient of skewness. Next session we will see the last topic under correlation, that is Spearman's rank correlation. That we will see in the next session.